The tarpon is king of the flats. Its powerfully muscled, streamlined body is ideally suited for high jumping and distance sprinting. And its willingness to eat relatively small food items, both on top and in the middle of the water column, make it a fly fisher's delight. In addition, the environs of its life make its pursuit a thing of beauty and tranquility. Tarpon come in all sizes, and anglers looking for an opportunity to try these fish in small, medium, and large need look no further than Tarpon Cay. This wonderful fishery is located on the edge of the Rio Lagartos Biosphere Reserve and the San Felipe National Park near the town of San Felipe on the Yucatan's north shore. San Felipe is a picturesque fishing village whose hard-working people ply the local waters for octopus and a variety of fish. For the ecotourist, San Felipe is the jumping-off point to observe the remarkable flocks of flamingos and other birds and animals of the mangrove flats. For the fly fisher, it's the epicenter of the Caribbean's tarpon fishery. Not because it's a hangout for huge tarpon, but because it is one of the largest tarpon nurseries in the Western Caribbean. Tarpon free spawn in the open ocean. The eggs hatch into ribbon-like larvae that drift to shore. There they move up the mangrove rivers and metamorphose into tiny tarpon, growing rapidly on the abundant food in the rich mangrove swamps.
I started to fish the area almost 11 years ago. Just pulling small boats, no motor at that time. Just pulling and pulling. And we start to see the first tarpon schools at that time. And we start to be very interested in tarpon fishing. And we saw a lot of fish. We ever see almost everything talking about tarpon and snook here. This is a very, very special area.
Thus at Tarpon Cay, one will find a variety of tarpon attacking the fly. In one instance, the angler could be vastly overgunned. In the next moment, perhaps woefully undergunned. But one of the great joys of fishing here at Tarpon Cay is the opportunity to seek out fish that are just right forage for the gear at hand. Anglers visiting Tarpon Cay should know, and be prepared to use, the full set of fly fishing skills, from casting 40 feet to 100, from sight fishing to probing the water, from playing fish off the reel to wild-eyed stripping when needed. Migratory fish in the 50 to 100 pound plus class are found in deep water flats from June through August. These fish tend to form large schools that eagerly seek out and readily take a variety of bait fish. There are a number of highly effective imitations that are most consistent in taking fish at Tarpon Cay. These include Miller's Mighty Minnow, Puglisi tarpon streamers in both floating and sinking versions, the tarpon toad, seducer, swimming baitfish, Haskins slide ball and foxy minnow, and the collared leech. Tarpon are known for their red-hot rocket runs and sky-high jumps. The fly fisher must be ready to let the line flow out untangled and vow to jumping fish, all in a heartbeat. Fish can't swim backward, so when the run ends, the fly fisher should pull the tarpon's head around and get the fish swimming back. This requires aggressive fish fighting, but it tires the fish much faster than simply chasing it with the boat and allowing it to control the fight. The bony mouth of these big fish requires the use of 10 to 12 weight rods and an aggressive strip strike, usually more than one actually. The angler keeps the fly rod tip low and strikes hard, like this, several times in a row. At the end of the battle, there's nothing more rewarding than a photo or two, and then a fish released to fight another day. As satisfying as the big water wrestling matches are, there's something extra special about hunting juvenile tarpon up close and personal in the mangrove edges. For pure excitement, hour after hour, tarpon in the 5 to 20 pound range offer one of the most spectacular adventures of an angling lifetime. These teenage tarpon do everything their big brothers do, and for many anglers, they do it even better. The lifeblood of Tarpon Cay is the numerous mangrove rivers that drain the San Felipe National Park. Both tarpon and snook find these streams very inviting, and the angler can find some very fast-paced and maybe even intimidating fishing in such places. The cast must be rifle accurate and the fly worked quickly. Strikes often come when least expected, and the fly rudder has to be constantly ready to jam the hook into the bony jaw of these fish. Even then, a tarpon or snook in these nightmarish jungles of deadfalls win as often as the fly fisher. 40-pound shock tippet is no match for barnacle-encrusted branches. In the broad, shallow flats at the river mouths, the mangrove-stained waters mingle with the ocean's salt in a brackish slurry that tarpon find irresistible. Here, in the half-light of a morning early, the tarpon can be found rolling in numbers that hardly seem possible. And here in these shallow flats, they're readily accessible to sight fishing with a floating line. They take the fly readily, something bigger tarpon have never been accused of. They run and jump with all the vigor of any big, muscle-bruising tarpon. And they do it all on a 9-foot, 8 or 9 weight rod. These rods are easy to cast all day, and yet they have the backbone to handle fish up to 30 or 40 pounds without any problems. Flies in the 2/0 to size 6 range work very well. Aside from a 40 to 50 pound mono bite tippet, the fish do not require anything more than standard 9-foot leaders and typical connecting knots. The razor-thin water of the mangrove edges requires care on the angler's part because every mistake is magnified 100-fold. The fly rudder must cast accurately, often to distances of 70 feet or more, without any delays or extraneous false casts that can spook these wary fish. Every move the fish makes is visible and fraught with almost mind-numbing anticipation. The fish often chase the fly and make several false strikes, and the angler has to have nerves of steel and wait to feel the fish before jamming the hook home. These smaller fish are amply hooked with a scissor strike. Strip the line hard and pull the rod butt up and away sharply at the same time. On the often windy flats, a stripping basket is a good tool to have on hand and use faithfully. It keeps the line ready without tangles when the angler is stripped out and waiting for a fish. And it keeps the line from tangling as it's stripped in rapidly during a fight. Stripping line when fighting a big tarpon is highly unconventional and even dangerous, but these small fish must be fought this way to quickly get them clear of the many obstructions of the mangrove edges. Exciting is a pathetically inadequate word to describe this type of angling. Although these smaller fish go just as nuts as the bigger ones, they just don't exhaust you like the bigger fish. That is, until after you've had a full 8-hour day of one after another, after another, after another. You feel as if you've been lifting bags of concrete non-stop all day. Oddly enough, as exhausting as this fishing is, it doesn't seem to have any effect on the eating muscles, nor those used to tell tall tales. And then, after a good night's sleep in the comfort of your well-appointed room at Tarpon Cay Lodge, you're not only ready, but eager to do it all over again.
Well, big tarpon are awesome, but for sheer fun and one after another action, nothing beats these juvenile fish at Tarpon Cay.
It's incredible, the numbers of fish here at Tarpon Cay.
This place is to tarpon what Alaska is to rainbows and salmon. It's phenomenal. Yes, it really is that good.
The people come here to catch tarpon, and they do.
If you want to catch tarpon, and catch tarpon, and catch tarpon, then look no further than Tarpon Cay Lodge. You'll find the delightful food and comfortable lodging greatly to your liking. The people delightful. And the fishing? Well, just watch.